Hi, Capricorn, or anyone watching for Capricorn. This is a love reading. It should resonate whenever you find it. Time does not matter. Whenever you're called to watch this reading, there will be a message in it for you. Also, if you are watching for Capricorn, just reverse the roles because it's going to feel like I'm speaking to you about what your Capricorn has been doing to you. All right, guys, I shuffled your deck. I pulled your cards. It's very clear that if you're with someone right now, the person you're with is not the person that you are in love with. They're not the person that you desire. That came out very strongly in your initial message as I was looking at the cards. Yeah, because here you are struggling, right? I feel like something didn't work out with the person that you wanted to be with. And unfortunately, I feel like you have moved on and tried to build something new with someone else. I want you to be aware of how you may have sabotaged your last relationship. I'm not trying to come at you guys, but this looks like you cared about this person so much that it really triggered you to do a lot of things that may not be how you really felt. Okay, I'll just put it like that because that's kind of what I'm seeing here is there being a huge fear of you losing something that you really want or someone that you really love. And so it's almost like instead of uh, taking a chance on being vulnerable and putting yourself in a situation that you don't know what the outcome could be, right? You kind of took control over your situation. And I'm seeing that you guys did a lot to this connection because you weren't in a space where you could fathom losing this person in a way that you didn't create. Okay. So, for example, like say you fall in love with this person and you have, a couple good years and you build a life with them. Maybe they cheat, right? In your mind, it kind of looks like that's what you're worried about. Obviously, you would leave. The thing is that in your mind, you couldn't fathom having something like that happen to you from this person. So it's almost like in your mind, I feel like you lived a whole life with this person when you met them, right? You kind of forecasted what the future could be with them, saw a beautiful life, had your imaginary kids, everything happened in your mind, and then you were like, okay, now we're done. Unfortunately, though, because of that fear and because of the way that you behaved, and I'm not, trying to talk down to you guys, but it looks like you completely shut out your heart or you made this person feel like perhaps they were just somebody that was like a one night stand or not that important. You could have gone really cold towards this person or said, things that you didn't mean. It's almost like you did the opposite of everything you felt, or you said the opposite of everything you felt. You put up these walls, you push this person away. And maybe you have a tendency to do that to people that you really care about so that you can see if they'll stick it out with you, right? Maybe you have a tendency to test your partners in the beginning and really put them through a lot to see if they give up. And then you'll know, maybe that's like kind of how you protect yourself of like, okay, if you can't handle me when I'm being my worst, or if I'm not giving you what you want, I'm not going to give you everything and then have you walk away later, right? When life gets rough. Unfortunately, Capricorn, I feel like this person is probably a divine counterpart in some fashion because you have justice way back here and the devil in the reverse. So this person actually saw this behavior for what it was and they disengaged from you, right? They didn't keep chasing you. They didn't keep coming after you. I feel like maybe in the past, this has made other lovers want you more, right? Or try to fight for you or be like, oh no, I'll prove my worth. And instead, this person saw where you were in life and they were like, you know what? Capricorn is not where they need to be able to be with me because they're not open to love, right? The reason this person was able to identify this in you is because they've dealt with this in their own life. it seems to me like you and this person are actually two halves of the same soul, or you are somehow the same because they used to do the same thing to other people when they were younger. So perhaps you're younger than this person, or maybe you just don't have as much experience in relationships. But they looked at you, and I don't feel like they really gave you the reaction that you had anticipated, right? Instead, maybe you were shutting them out and they focus on something else. And I feel like for you, with what I'm seeing in your spread, unfortunately, you took that as this person not loving you. But what I want you to understand is this person loves you very much, but they also have a very healthy love for themselves and a very healthy understanding of what they can and cannot allow into their lives. Okay. And I think that for you, the way that you behaved, it was a safety mechanism, and it's how you set the tone or you set your boundaries. But your boundaries, you set them out of fear. Okay. So you behave in these ways that, I don't think you even quite understand because they're kind of lower vibrational. It's kind of behavior that's beneath you, right? I feel like Capricorns, once they deal with their shadow side, they have so much integrity and they're just very, very honest, very loyal, trustworthy, stable people. But unfortunately, if you're still battling some of your trauma or the things that you've been through, it's very possible that you were acting in your trauma mode, right? Your person understands this about you. And when I'm looking at your cards, it looks like you've tried to do something else as kind of that knee jerk reaction of your person not pursuing you, right? It was almost like, okay, well, if they don't love me like I think they do or I thought they did, they're not coming after me. I'll go be somewhere else. I'll go be where I'm wanted. I'll go, find that other whatever. I'll go date and make it very public. It feels like you were trying very hard to keep moving because in your mind, you were rejected by the person that you want when they didn't come after you, right? Your person, though, it's not that they don't want you. This person wants you very much from what I'm seeing. The problem is that they also understand that until you get into a place where you're ready to be open, you will keep trying to sabotage the connection, right? So say you go back to that person, are you going to be able to give it a real go around this time, right? Because you're ready and you don't feel like you have to put up your walls and push people away and push their buttons. Are you ready to be open to love, even if it means that down the line, maybe you lose that person, right? To whatever. It doesn't even have to be cheating. It could be they pass away, anything, right? It's life. That's how it goes. If you're not ready for that, this person isn't going to allow you into their life. And I want you guys to understand that because with what I'm seeing here, it looks like you feel like all is lost or this person never cared at all, right? And the more you move away, the more you're trying to go out and find someone to fill that spot, the worse you feel about this relationship, the more you want to go back to whoever this is. And so you're kind of in this weird place because you're not getting anything to go on from this person. You might feel like you got ghosted or you got rejected, even though if you really think about it, you were probably the one pushing this person away the whole time, right? But they didn't give you the reaction that you wanted. What I'm seeing is that as time is going on, your feelings for whoever this is are growing to the point that you're in the King of Cups. But the hard part is you're also in the Eight of Swords and thinking about all of the things that, if I reach out, would they say no? Would they answer? Is there even a point? And for some of you, you went forward and you tried to find someone new. And now that's a situation that you're dealing with where you don't want to be where you are, but this person wants you very much. Okay. I think for those of you who are dating, you've attracted a partner that really desires you and you don't desire them. So it's kind of a struggle because it's like, okay, I know that I'm in love, but I'm in love with someone else. And now I've created this whole big mess for myself, right? you're thinking a lot about reconciling with whoever this old person is. And that's actually what's coming towards you. So I want you to know that before you meet up with whoever this is, or you get an opportunity to talk to them, that things are not exactly what you thought they were, right? This person didn't reject you because you were beneath them, or they didn't have time, or they felt like they could do better. It's that they saw themselves in you, right? They saw their own trauma in you. Hey, I remember that. I used to do that to people before I healed. And I remember who I was back then. And there was nothing anybody could have said or done that would have made me do something different because I was not in a good place. So I'm going to let Capricorn figure it out for themselves. And if they come back, then I know that they love me and I know that they could be a match, right? I feel like you will be very happy with what is coming towards you because this represents a whole new opportunity, right? To show up in a different way. But you have to be willing to let this King of Cups shine, and to be that loving person that's open and willing to give and willing to receive. It's not just about giving. You have to be in a place where you're ready to let someone love you. And I can see how terrifying that is for you guys. As far as your opportunity, you have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is a really great opportunity because it feels like your energy is so rigid, right? It's like you already know how things go. People disappoint each other. People leave. The people you love, they leave you out and you're just by yourself, and the people that you care about and put all this time into don't reciprocate. It's like you have this narrative of love that's very, very cynical. And I'm not downing you guys for it because oftentimes that comes from a heart that's been broken, a heart that's been hurt, right? Disappointment and sadness. So it's not that you guys are just these, cynical, jaded people. You're hurt and you haven't allowed yourself to heal. You haven't allowed yourself to cry and feel the pain of being hurt. Instead, you wear your pain like an armor, right? And then you use your pain as a weapon. And you push everybody away with this big staff and this, you just get away from me, leave me alone, right? A big rod of disappointment, where you're kind of clubbing people over the head with your sadness, your bitterness, and you're gonna have an opportunity to deal with that. Okay, you think that this person doesn't care about you because they're not coming after you or they're not feeding into what you're doing. But it's because they have faith that you will figure it out. Whoever you're dealing with, not the person that it kind of seems like is in your space that really, really wants you, but the person who's separate from you at the moment, they believe in you. They believe that you will get to the bottom of your stuff. Okay? They see you as somebody who has already fixed your life or dealt with your problems. And they know that you don't need their help, right? They actually know that it would be worse if they stayed, because until you deal with whatever this is, you will keep lashing out and then damage the connection further, even though you don't mean to, right? So you're going to have an opportunity coming up with this reconciliation that I'm seeing to be able to really change, to open up, to leave all of this heavy, rigid way of thinking and behaving in the past, okay? If you want to. It's a choice. You don't have to, right? But I think if you can be open to whoever this is and then see how they receive you, even after maybe you've said or done some things to sabotage this connection, let that be your proof that this person loves you. Okay? Let that be your proof that this person really cares about you and will be there for you at your worst. And then believe that and act on it and not keep putting this person through the worst, right? It's like you guys have done this experiment where you wanted to see if this person would come after you when you were behaving in such a way that was very difficult to deal with. Well, they didn't come after you, right? But now you get to see what happens afterwards. Once you've thought about it, once you've been like, man, I actually really do love this person. When you have this talk or this, coming together moment, how do they receive you, right? Do they meet you with warmth and love? Do they hold you accountable and be like, yeah, I was kind of messed up. I wasn't thrilled that that happened, but I also really care about you. So thank you for that apology, right? This person is not your parent. Maybe you had a parent that would come after you when you get upset. If you'd pout like this Four of Cups, they would keep trying to make you happy, give you things. Well, do you want McDonald's? Are you sad? Do you want candy? Do you want to go to the park? No, right? This person is not ever going to be that for you. This is somebody that sees your power and they respect you in a way that I think you don't even respect yourself yet because you don't understand all of your potential. And so in this person's eyes, if they were to placate you or pretend like they're mommy and you're an angry toddler, that's beneath you. That's them demeaning you, right? They would feel as though they were patronizing you as a human being because you're so much farther above the behavior you're exhibiting that they can't allow themselves to be sucked into that because that's their way of trying to pull you out of that mode by not feeding into it, by being like, you're better than this and I'm not dealing with this until you get over it, right? When you're ready to talk, come back and we'll talk. But even if it means you're with other people, go. And I think that is what's really dysregulating to you is this person doesn't seem to care if you're with them or not. They don't seem to reach out if they see you partying or posting other people. They just go about their business, right? And so this cutoff game looks really strong. It looks like they just don't care. But it's because they care that they're staying away, okay? The same reason that because you love them so much, you push them away. You just had different ways of doing it. You both love each other, right? But you're not communicating right now, and this is why. As far as your obstacle, you got the Four of Cups. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. If you come back together with this person and you have this grand opportunity to really open up and be like, man, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and you know what? This is where I'm at. This is how I feel. If you don't take that, you'll be sitting in the Four of Cups. That's the other flip side of that. You show up and you cross your arms and you pout. And hey, how have you been? Fine. Well, what have you been up to? Nothing. Right? Like, how are you going to show up in this? Your advice is the Hermit in the reverse. If you show up as a Four of Cups rather than a Four of Pentacles reversed, right? If you show up acting spoiled and bratty and hoping that this person is going to keep trying to crack your tough exterior and make you smile and ooze warmth, you're going to be sorely disappointed, right? Because this person is never going to do that. They'll give you opportunities to show them like how you've changed or what you've figured out or where you're at, but they're never going to spoon feed you, and try to get you there because in their mind, you're very capable of getting there on your own. And so with the Hermit in the reverse is your advice. You might want to reevaluate what the takeaway of this situation is before you meet up with this person. Because I see that you're getting impatient. You love them. You feel scorned. You feel rejected. You're not able to make yourself feel better in this moment by, being around other people or taking other partners. And so you're blaming this person for making you feel the way that you feel. Okay? And that's your takeaway at the moment. They've rejected me. Now I'm out here with all these people I don't want to be with, blah, 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 blah. Okay? This is a huge learning opportunity for you. If you take it, if you want it, right? But if you're not willing to get out of that mode of like, well, they didn't come after me and now I'm stuck with this person I met on Tinder and I don't even like them. And if my person just would have gotten it together and done what I needed them to do for me, which was deal with all of my bad behavior and keep chasing me so I could keep running, that's nonsense, right? You guys are super smart. If you say it out loud and look at the takeaway of how you've been showing up and what your expectation was, you would realize that was nonsense. You weren't going to get anywhere with that, right? That's why you haven't gotten anywhere in any of your other relationships. So you really met your match here because this person was not allowing you to continue the cycles that you've been living for so long, right? This person really got under your skin. Your advice is time to go back. You've had enough time to think about how you feel. You've had enough time to see you want love, but you only want it with one person. You've already met that person and you've tried your options, but no one else compares to whoever this is, right? You're realizing you don't want them to be a part of your past. You want them to be a part of your future. But then there's the fear. What if they only like me for sex? What if this is only temporary? What if they're not willing? Well, you don't know until you try, right? So perhaps reframe the way you're viewing this connection based on what I'm telling you. This person loves you. They love you so much that they would risk losing you rather than keeping you. Because if they lose you and you go out in the world and you have all these experiences, you will grow and you will change. If they keep you and they feed into what you're doing, you will always stay the same. You'll never grow. And so they would rather lose you and let you grow, right? And hope that you come back than to try to put you in this little cage where they play this game with you of trying to, well, do you want to wear the green shirt? No. Do you want to wear the blue shirt? No. Right? Because they see that just hinders you. This person loves you so much that they would break their own heart to give you what they think you need. Okay? So I'm letting you know this because when you have this opportunity to speak to this person or be around this person, maybe take that in mind, right? Instead of just looking at it from the perspective of like, I was rejected and this person is mean. Because you guys are so smart. You're so much smarter than that. You were in this cycle that you really needed it to end. And it never would have ended by somebody giving you what you want and chasing you. Let's get some love advice. And I mean, if you're willing to open up and take kind of this walk of faith, right? It's a little bit scary, but all you have to do is take the first step. I'm seeing that you'll have really good results, because in all honesty, whatever this behavior is that you guys do when you fall in love, I don't think you understand it, but I also think it kind of disgusts you too. I don't think you even like that about yourself. You know what I mean? So maybe allow your ego to surrender, because your ego is what's kicking up that feeling of like, well, they didn't chase me, so to hell with them. That needs to go away, right? Because they didn't chase you, but you love them so much. What's the alternative? You can live with your ego or you can live in love with this person, but you can't do both, right? It says, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. You also got friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So, if you guys get triggered and you feel kind of scared of how you feel about this person, maybe start slow, right? Don't create the same dynamic that you had in the past. If you guys were just very sexual or you drank together all the time or you didn't really take the time to cultivate a relationship, like a good friendship, solid friendship, maybe let that be the focus. And then you won't feel so triggered when you're in this person's space because you'll know that you can trust them, right? You also got embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces, okay? Bottom of your deck says secret admirers. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. And that's exactly what I was saying. This person adores you. They're madly in love with you, but they also know that you are not ready yet. So if you feel like you're ready, there's an opportunity for you, but if you want to create what you already had, you have an opportunity to do that too. And it's really up to you guys because you have free will. All right, good luck with this. I will speak to all of you again soon, but you take very good care of yourselves. Bye.